As you can hear from the pandemonium inside, the chickens have some house guests right now. And the reason why is one of the more unfortunate occurrences that has ever happened here at local Color Farm. This is not the unfortunate occurrence. This is an escaped duck that I'd have to go check. You're not particularly aerodynamic. I'm not exactly sure how this even happened. They're not particularly aerodynamic. So about a week ago, I was setting up for, I do a lot of YouTube shorts and TikTok videos, and I was setting up for a shot. And typically what would happen is all the ducks, I'll let you go now. All the ducks would go down the ramp, but Rupert, our Drake, would fly out in this very elegant, like, I am the man. None of them are frozen. One of them is still warm. My phone out and I opened up the door to the duckery. And the first indication something was wrong was the amount of feathers that came out when I opened the door. You usually get some, but this was a variable maelstrom of feathers. When I opened up the door, the ducks came out down the ramp. They were a little subdued. And I could tell something was wrong. I looked in the corner and that's when I saw her. One of my ducks was lying, obviously dead, in the corner of the duckery room. saw that, my first inclination was to freak out, but I decided instead to check everybody else and make sure nobody else had any injuries that I could see. And my brain went through the roll call of ducks I know. Some of my ducks have names based on little personality quirks or like markings I've seen on them, or we have Rupert, he's our Drake. I looked for him first because he's the only one we have, and I saw his little curled feather, knew he was okay. I thought maybe it might be Jared. Jared is our hen that we thought was a Drake, because she's so much bigger than the other girls. Surprise. I thought it might be Minerva, who's my loudest duck, and I thought it might be Edie, who is my strangest duck. All of those guys are accounted for. I'm not sure who it was, but everyone else is okay. But I hated myself. You see, it's my job to make sure they're safe, to make sure they're warm and fed. And I felt like I had failed them, because I knew that my duckery probably wasn't as secure as I would like it to be, and I was taking it for granted that we had no critters in our barn. And that's what got her. I'm not going to go into graphic details, but she was somebody's dinner. And I'm really, really fortunate it was just the one. We knew we needed to get them out of there. So our next course of action was to move them here into the hen house with the chickens. I was really concerned about introducing one flock to another, but to be honest, it's worked out really well. Like, they don't seem to mind each other all that much. I mean, I think the chickens look perpetually annoyed by the ducks, but for them, we haven't had any conflict. And this whole living arrangement has actually proven to be quite enlightening about how I manage my ducks and my chickens. It's changed a lot of how I do things. And it's also given me some ideas for the future with my ducks. You see, they're a lot happier in the chicken yard. I mean, I don't want to project human emotions onto animals, but generally speaking, they don't go off on their own when they're in the duck yard. They stay in one giant group. Now you've got little break-off groups, which is kind of interesting to watch the duck dynamics. And I think it's because they live in a larger area here, and there's just more interesting stuff in the landscape, which has made me realize that my duck yard is not quite up to snuff. It's inadequate. The ducks need more enrichment in their lives. So the ducks will continue to live with the chickens for the foreseeable future, until spring, it makes it easier for me to do my chores when I only have one place to go in the morning, even if they are right across the lane from each other. And since they both eat the same kind of food, it works out pretty well. And then in the spring, when the ground softens up and it's not unbearably unpleasant to work outside for prolonged periods, we're going to improve the duckery and we're going to expand the duck yard. And we're probably going to put in some sort of duck pond light. I mean, we're not going to get an excavator or anything, but they'll have a larger habitat where they can interact with things they can interact with. So, all in all, I think we're gonna be okay. We're gonna weather this storm, and we're gonna grow and learn from it, because that's what mistakes are. They're learning opportunities. You make them. I used to tell my students, you make them fast, and you learn from them, and you don't make them again, right? So we're gonna grow from it. I'm gonna get inside because my ears are cold, and I'll see you next time.